Good day.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Doing great. How you guys doing? How you doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic.
Nice.
Well, that makes two of
Three
you.
of us.
Yeah, two of us.
How
you doing?
Fine. I'm fine.
What?
I'm about to
Where's the
listen,
energy?
everyone. When this episode of Shoot Your Shot Scorecast is over, I'm about to go yell at Shane, even though he didn't do anything. I'm going to yell at him. I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I'm going to yell at him about the Bears. The Bears really set my day off. I was having a fine day until the Bears press conference happened. So I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Well, I am having a great day, Richie. Thanks for asking.
I'm having an amazing day. I was 5-0 yesterday, and I'm about to be 7-0. Maybe. Looks like it. We'll see what happens. So, welcome everyone to the Shoot Your Shot Scorecast, brought to you by PointsBet. PointsBet, it's America's fastest online bookmaker. This is a full traditional sportsbook that offers more markets and more offers than anyone else. Must be 21 plus at the moment, only available in Illinois, New Jersey, and Iowa. To sign up, go to pointsbet.com or the iOS App Store and download the PointsBet app. Use their promo code FreshStraight and they'll match you up to $250. So it's a tiered deposit. You put in 50, get the bet with 150. Deposit 150, they give you 300. After you deposit 250, you get the bet with 500 smackaroos. So, border prohibited, must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER for counseling and referral services. All right, let's get into this. King George.
Yo, what's up? To get this episode, we're going to cover all of your NFL playoff stuff. But before we do that, we have to wrap up our college football season. Of course, many of you know, those of you who are dedicated fans know that we kind of started this kind of mid football season. So the scores may not look super flashy or anything because we honestly didn't pick that many because we started halfway through. But the final scores are in. We have our results from Alabama and Ohio State.
Drum roll, please.
Well, before I do the scores, Richie and I were tied going into the game. Shane was 2 back. Man, Michigan Hat was 2 back. Sorry for branding purposes. Anyway, we all picked the under. That didn't happen. We all picked Alabama. That did happen. Yes. And we all picked 3 different prop bets, and none of those happened. Richie picked Devontae Smith to score the first touchdown. He scored basically every other touchdown in the game except for the first one.
Yeah.
The man in the Michigan hat picked Mac Jones to throw for like 365 yards or under that.
He threw for like halftime.
Yeah, he threw for like 400. He threw for like 450 yards or whatever. And I picked Trey Sermon to go for over 79.5 yards. And after a 1-2 yard run, he got injured and out for the rest of the game. So that was a rough. Yeah. So in the end, our final scores here: in third place, the man in the Michigan hat with a very respectable score of 20-18. And then Richie, you and I are tied at 23-15.
Winners.
Actually, I think I have an idea for tiebreaker.
Richie, do you have a crown?
Yeah.
Hurry.
No.
Put your crown
because
on. Oh, you don't have one?
Oh, no,
you
no.
lose.
Oh.
You lose.
Let me check the
I tried to
rules.
pay my way for a crown, and it did not.
That checks out. That's the
yeah,
rules.
that checks out, yeah. I'm not a crown. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I tipped my delivery driver $5 to get me a crown, and he didn't get me a crown.
So stupid.
What a jerk.
No.
I paid $5 for 10 chicken nuggets and a double bacon cheeseburger and got a crown for free. So what's up?
You're probably right now, so it's fine. King stay king, so
there you go.
That's true. Well, good season, guys.
That's right.
We're all over 500. it was a good year.
So I think though officially, I'm half joking about this. Half. Like
Only
I'm,
half.
I'm kind of
half joking.
Yeah. But we talked about, well, I've, I'm not as big of a college football fan as Man Michigan Hat. What were you saying, Man Michigan Hat, about like the history of college football and what they used to do with championships?
So back when you had the BCS and like you don't have a national championship or a playoff, you'd have the coaches poll, the AP poll. You could have different teams finish number one in each of those, and you could share or split a national title. Michigan and Nebraska split one back in like the 80s. So college football, actually, you used to be able to have shared national titles. So I think that's appropriate, and that's the best way to handle this. Moving forward, we could have some kind of tiebreaker, like pick the final score, whoever's closest. But for now, I think a tie is a good way to end our first season, if you will, of the Scorecast. So,
except that I have a crown.
You do have a crown.
And I've watched
a show.
And I've watched a few episodes of The Crown.
I have not.
Only a few though. So
you're an expert.
Yeah. Yeah. So good season, boys. Let's move on. Talk about NFL.
The week of the push.
I really should.
Yeah.
I really should burn this paper crown I have on my head.
Wallets on your head.
Yeah.
You can.
Because I went a big fat ofer last week. Other than I got my prop pick right. Woo! But all of my against the spread or over unders were ofer. And if you remember last week, it was actually Cal Trubisky here in my place. And he locked the Bears. I think maybe if I was there, I might not have done that. I know he's really passionate about the Bears. So, but in any case, 1-4 is not good. I don't even remember what your guys' records were. I just know mine was awful.
Let's see. Well, actually, so you were 1-4 with your prop pick. You and Richie both 1-4, and I went 3-2 with my prop.
Oh wow.
So yeah, as we'll get into our upcoming picks, but right now the total scores are 69-57. I'm in first. Then Richie 61-59, and then Kyle, you're 57-70.
Not good.
Nope.
Well, I need to maintain this lead because coming off a last place finish, which I wasn't too upset with, but a last place finish in college picks, I'd really like to win NFL. So I'm going to try to hang on to this lead.
Yeah. Did we have, and so here, can I tease what we discussed earlier today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we've discussed that, we've kind of been increasing the amount of things that we pick as the amount of games get fewer, right? So like for college football, we didn't just pick an against the spread or an over under for the championship game. We picked both against the spread, the over under, and then a prop bet. And so this week you'll see we're going to be picking against the spread and over unders for every game. When we get to the Super Bowl, the big kahuna, we have decided it's going to be our version of a Final Jeopardy. And we're going to go into this show, and nobody's going to know how many bets everybody else has picked. So that allows me, somebody who's 12 games behind the man in the Michigan hat, I could go on and I could be like, man, I need to catch up by 12. Plus, I need to make sure I have some padding, assuming he gets some of his right. I could go on and pick 30 things, which would be crazy. I could pick 30 bets.
A 4-hour episode of this. I'm picking first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter lines on every game.
So.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, sorry, Matt won't be with us in that week, but he could have been. Yeah,
he did have the best fourth quarter defensive call in Super Bowl history.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Props to Matt.
Yeah.
So look forward to that Super Bowl episode. It's going to be lit. It'll be really wild, to be honest. So,
what do you call it that? What do you call it? The SSSYSSS?
Oh yes, because it is the Super Bowl Shoot Your Shot Scorecast show.
Yes. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a trailer for that.
Depending on the standings, I might not play any games. Just so I don't risk losses. We have different
We're gonna
records.
skip the Super Bowl.
We go off winning percentage.
I think the requirement is you have to pick at least one thing.
One pick from each game. Or no, because it'd just be the one. I'd have to pick probably like a minimum of 3 or something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So stay tuned. In the first Wednesday in February will be the Super Bowl Shoot Your Shot Scorecast show. Be
Nice.
prepared for it. But let's get into our NFL picks this week. So first up, we have the Ravens at the Bills. Buffalo is a 2.5 point favorite. What's up, Jim? Good to have you on and watching. We're about to pick your favorite teams, the Ravens and the Bills. Let's see. I want to start with the man in Michigan hat.
This one's tough. I tossed this around a little bit as my skip, but there's another one I'd rather skip. So I'm going to take the Bills as the 2.5 point favorites to cover. I don't feel great about it. The Ravens do have a solid defense, and Lamar Jackson's a huge X factor because he either has seemingly really good or really bad games. So against the Bills defense, this is a game I could see him just going off. And so really this is an unknown. I don't feel great about this, but but I'm going to go, Bills to cover as 2.5 point favorites.
Nice. Richie.
I love this game. I know they're. Uh-oh. Am I frozen?
Oh no.
Am I frozen?
No.
Oh no. It's not good. I can hear you guys still, but I'm not sure why.
Audio's fine.
I can hear Richie okay, but your video's backed up.
How is this even happening?
That's weird.
Whoa.
1 second.
Whoa.
There we go.
Are you still with
We're back.
us?
We're
There
back.
we
All right, cool.
Bravo.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard lately. It's like backing up lately. Anyways, I like the Bills, and I'm locking this. So I'm taking the Bills. Lock it up.
Whoa.
What are our locks brought to you by?
Our locks are brought to you by the Shoot Your Shot Sports merch store. Thanks for asking. Go to Go to shootyourshotsports.com. I was so hyped. I was getting in the swing of things.
You were right. Shop that Shoot Your Shot Sports. You were right.
I was right. What I stopped reading it. Okay,
I
go
don't
to
know.
shootyourshotsports.com to check out the latest gear. New hats, shirts, sweaters, and mugs are dropping often. Go there to lock down the gear of your favorite shows. So, Richie, why are you locking the Bills?
Josh Allen. That's
Good
it.
answer. You've been high on Josh Allen like this whole season for good reason, obviously. But yeah, you've been consistently high on him.
Yeah.
I really respect guys that have two first names. So
Yeah.
I mean, you have
like
one.
Jackie to me, honestly. Oh,
My name's Furious George. I don't know what you're talking about.
Furious.
I mean, your real one. Not your fake real one, but you know.
I don't want the public to know my real one.
Even though you went by that for like the longest time.
because that name is known and is wanted in several states.
Yes, Kyle George is a two first name thing. I've been reminded of that my whole life. And then people will be like, oh, well, what's your middle name? Oh, look, you have three first names. It's like, yeah, because most people's middle names are also first names. That's how it works.
Not true.
A lot of people.
A lot of people, yeah. Okay.
Do you not have? Never, we don't have to talk about that. Let's. My pick.
No shit. It says your name right there. Thanks, James King. My
middle name is Edward as well, Matt Patricia.
Oh, yeah. You have something in common with a great head coach.
Yeah.
Twinsies. Oh man.
All right, my pick in this game, and listen, everyone. I went through earlier today and put down my picks, and then later saw Man of Michigan Hat's picks, and basically everything that he put was in line with mine, which gives me confidence that I was picking right because I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, he has a really good record. I'll probably do well here. Well, it's at the point in the season where he is so far ahead of me that I need to start. I just need to start catching up somehow. And the only logical way for me to do that is to go against him on every single pick. And so that's what I've done today. So I had the Bills picked originally, but I'm picking the Ravens because I hope the Ravens cover so that I can get those sweet points. So
yeah, I respect the strategy. I mean, it makes sense logically, obviously. And I'll just say this: you may have the crown, but I'm on the throne. So as Jay-Z said, watch the throne when you try to come to my picks. We'll see how this week goes for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Eminem. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, the husky cousin of Blake Griffin.
That was a great comment. Whoever, I forget who left that, but yeah. One of the best comments we've had so far.
All right, next game. Or no, same game. Ravens Bills over under is 50. I have the under, which means that the man in Michigan hat has
the over.
And Richie?
Yeah.
I got the over.
Nice. You
So,
playing overs too this year. Like overs are just fun to root for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one time I did the under, it didn't hit, which was the college football game, and that was really bad.
Yeah.
I had a bad time. So
So did Ohio State.
Do you realize that college football game though, with the over under was like 75 and they scored 76 points. Anyway. All right.
Crazy.
Browns at Chiefs. This is a big line. Kansas City by 10.
You skipped it just because I skipped it.
Exactly right. I skipped it just because you skipped it.
Oh, that's funny.
So Richie, you're the only one with a pick here. But I will say initially I had picked the Chiefs because the favored by 10 line is similar to what the Saints Bears was, and I thought, wow, that line's way too big for the playoffs, and the Saints covered. So I was thinking Chiefs, and then I remembered and was like, oh wait, but the Chiefs never covered during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept going back and forth, and in the end, when Man Michigan Hat said he was skipping, I was like, me too. So, Richie, what's your pick?
the Browns are for real. I think the Chiefs will win, but the Browns will cover. So I think it's one of those games. So it's gonna be close. The Browns, I think they want it. It's the who's more hungrier than the other, but the Chiefs they'll beat them, but they can just swing by. They've been swinging by all year. So
yeah, the Browns want it, and Odell Beckham wants the Browns.
He wants Brown. Yeah.
By the way,
what can Brown do for you?
My
Not a sponsor.
I have a bold prediction for you. All right, you ready for this?
There was relish on that. Oh, sorry.
I agree with you, Richie, that it could be a close game between the Browns and the Chiefs. And one way I could see the Browns losing is by
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Cody Parkey.
Exactly.
Doink. Doink. There would be nothing that'd make me happier as a Bears fan to see that happen to the Browns. Anyway, let's pick the over and unders for that game. So the over under is 56. Big number here. Richie, you looks like you skipped this over under.
Yes, I did. Yes, sirree. It's
too
much
for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too much for you to take it in.
Yeah.
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 Well, I picked the over originally in this game, but then the man in Michigan Hat picked the over too, and so I went with the under.
What I'm going to start doing is going in and picking the same things you do just to force you to change your picks. And then I'm going to backtrack on the actual show.
I
mean, you can do that now if you want to.
No, because I actually picked these all seriously.
Okay.
I was going to say, wait, do we have time, before game time, can we change our picks? Or are they set in stone once you put it on the dock?
No, you can change it.
I think whatever you speak into existence is what your pick is.
You're saying after we record, can you change it on the dock?
Like, what if there's a catastrophe or some shit? Like, all the Browns players have COVID.
After we record, I think you're locked in. It's different for our like basketball, hockey stuff because we're picking those throughout the week. But for football, like once we say it on here, it's locked in.
All right.
So yeah.
All right.
So, did we say where the skips are by?
No,
We did not. Good point. Because we both skipped that last pick, and then you skipped this one. So we've all used our skips, which are brought to you by Fanatics. Fanatics is your one-stop shop for all your sports gear needs. So be sure to not skip out on gearing up for the season. Go to shootyourshotsports.com/fanatics. Got it. And click on the link to purchase through Fanatics. You get a discount. We get some of the proceeds. Teamwork makes the dream work.
that's right. Give me some of that cheddar, just like I had on my cheeseburger from Burger King, not a sponsor.
We've been
All
getting
right.
a lot of free brand deals today.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeesh.
The Los Angeles Football Rams at the Green Bay.
Fudge Packers.
Thank you. The Green Bay is favored by 6.5.
Not Green Bay. They're just Green Bay. Just go duh.
The
Duh.
Bay.
Yeah. Actually, it's the Green Bay Packers. Oh man, I would hate it if they started that.
Way to
They
combine
would, too.
the two most annoying fan bases in the country. Great job.
Might as well just have them unified. We can hate them all equally. I guess you do already.
Yeah. Even though I don't really have a reason to hate Ohio State anymore since they're not a rival or anything. So
You can still hate them. Or you could become a fan of them. I know you have at least a hat and a t-shirt.
I do have those still. That's a good point. I own the second most merch for them, So
Here you go.
I'm well on my way. That's a good point. I'll think about it.
All right, so Packers, Rams.
So you're halfway there because you're the man in the Michigan hat. So you're halfway there.
The
True.
man in the Michigan.
Yeah. You're really halfway there.
So 6.5. Richie, what's your pick?
I hate it so much, but the Packers.
Yeah.
I don't want them to win, but I'm gonna bet them to win so they fucking lose. So,
There you go.
Yeah, because they always screw me every time. So if I bet them, maybe they'll lose. So I'm
Worth a
hoping.
shot. Yep.
Worth a shot.
Man, Michigan hat.
Yeah, I'm picking the Packers too. I just don't trust the Rams. As good as their defense has looked at times, they're just too inconsistent. This feels like a week they're going to be down. When you're comparing Jared Goff and Aaron Rodgers, there's no contest. Part of me wants to pick the Rams because the number is a big number for a team that has a good defense. And there's an opportunity for a late cover there, but I got to go with the Packers on this, unfortunately.
Which means I'm going with the Rams. However, I will say in my initial picks, this was a game I had already picked the Rams. And I think part of it is my Bearsness that wants me to just root against the Packers in every which way.
I'm not rooting for them at all.
I'm aware.
Yes, you are, Richie. You picked it.
Everyone can look. I'm not saying because you picked them that you're rooting for them.
Go, Pack, go.
But I don't want any, I don't if the Packers win, I don't want to feel any piece of delight. I just want I want to feel like just,
pain.
Miserable.
yeah. I want to just
Give him all the pain.
I just want to
Push
put
the
on
pain.
eyeliner and go blast metal music in my room. That's all I wanted. Anyway,
You
so I
can't-
picked
Rainbow Slice. He's got a good playlist for metal music.
Yep.
I picked the Rams and Aaron Donald. You know what to do. That's all I'm gonna say. This is a family show. So
Good show.
We'll reach out to you separately with instructions. You'll be hearing from us later this week.
yeah, right. And Hint: the instructions will self-destruct after you read them. That's how important they are. All right, the over/under for this game is 45.5 points. Let's start with the man of the Michigan hat.
I'm going over. That's just too low of a number, and I know. I mean, you have a couple of good defenses. Like this could definitely backfire, and I could see this being a game where Goff struggles, but then also the Rams defense makes enough plays and key stops to limit the Packers, and this ends up being a low-scoring game. I don't know. I'm more so playing the number than the specific teams here, and anything in the low 40s at this point, I just trust at least the Packers offense enough to be able to get over that.
All right, Richie.
I'm the over guy, so I'm taking over.
Nice.
And you know the drill. Since man of the Michigan hat picked the over, I'm picking the under. So
I will just say it's going to be really funny if I end up completely tanking this week and you go like 8-2 or something.
be awesome.
Because your score would literally just be a direct reflection of me doing badly. So
Here's the thing: if there's a place for it to happen, it's the playoffs. Like
the
playoffs is when all the weird stuff happens. So
Anything can happen.
Yeah, you're
exactly.
right.
So
where is Coach Nagy? He joined us last week. I mean, I know he's had a busy day, but if he could drop a comment, that'd be really cool.
I showed him earlier but they couldn't
I
hear
heard
it.
about that.
I will say the under is interest. Like 45.5 is a very low over under total.
Yep.
However, if the Rams are to win, they're going to have to win defensively.
Yep.
And I think the Rams defense is going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for the Packers because they haven't faced a defense anywhere close to what the Rams were. In fact, the closest defense they faced to the Rams was the Buccaneers. And that game, the Packers scored 10 points.
That's a good
A
point.
little hip thrust, yeah.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to bring up, which is really interesting about this game and impacted my Thrive Fantasy prop picks, which we'll get to in a minute, is Devontae Adams versus Jalen Ramsey will be a very interesting story to watch. I saw a stat earlier this week that the Packers are 1-7 when Devontae Adams is matched up against like a top 3 corner, something like that. One of those weird, like very specific baseball stats.
Right.
But the fact that like that fact though is very interesting to me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think Devontae, he's such a good route runner. I don't know. It'll be a really good
He'll still
matchup.
get catches, but maybe that limits the explosive plays. Yeah.
Well, and it's going to force Rodgers to throw elsewhere. And everyone knows that his other receivers are nowhere near as reliable as Adams. So,
yep.
All right.
Not that badly, Matt.
No, Matt, but the Bears do. Chuck Pagano retired.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Perfect fit.
Yep.
I mean, the talk today of culture, culture is a word we've used in Detroit a lot recently too. I think it's a perfect fit.
Hey, I would welcome it if it means the Bears can get a top pick in 2022.
Oh, you trust me, you would.
Would you say I could pencil it in?
Yeah, you can.
Ooh,
I want this to happen so bad. It won't. He's not going to get another chance anywhere, but
he'll get another chance. I
think it'll be at least a year off before he gets an NFL chance. And I don't know if he's ever been in college.
Doesn't Michigan need a DC?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't followed the team in so long. It's I'm not really sure what's going on in the old AA right now.
But don't
like
they?
I said before, it's only DPCs.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think Harbaugh and Matt Patricia should unite their powers.
Okay. Maybe together they can combine to equal a half a coach.
We'll get a D, but not a dynasty.
Oh, man. All right. Last game, Buccaneers at Saints. The Saints are favored by 3.5. The Saints have torched the Bucs both games in the regular season.
Yep.
So that makes this game really interesting. I'm going to start with Richie.
I don't bet against Brady. I'm going Bucks. Taking the points. It could be a close game. We'll see what happens.
Man of the Michigan hat.
Have Richie and I had the same pick so far?
I think so.
Almost.
I didn't even realize. Almost, yeah.
Well, the only thing is I skipped a game you picked, and you skipped a game I picked. Other than that, all the games we both picked were the same.
So I
I
can
never
gain a lot of ground on both of you or lose horribly.
That's interesting, yeah.
I didn't realize like your picks were there. I was like picking obviously. So.
You're set up like that's could be a really good strategy, Kyle. Because yeah, you're right. If we both do badly, you're gonna gain
I would
like 7
jump up
games
in the
with us.
standings.
Yeah.
But I could also basically end my season this week.
I mean, you won't because this
I know the Super Bowl
score, whatever it's called,
the Super Bowl the Super Bowl Shoot Your Shot Scorecast show.
You'll just have to pick 35 games, but
I know.
yeah.
25 player props.
There you go.
Gatorade.
A player
Fail.
prop for every player.
You'll never fail.
The whole 53-man roster. How many snaps will X players see?
Okay. So yeah, like you said,
So you just
Which
kind
one-
of gave it away because you said you had the same pick as Richie.
yeah. So I'm on Buccaneers too. That was the last one you did, right?
Yeah. So listen, I was in the same boat with you guys. Like, my first instinct was this is Brady in the playoffs. And after losing twice to the Saints in the last time, especially in embarrassing fashion, there's nothing more Brady wants to do than to beat the Saints in the playoffs. And also, side note, a Brady Rodgers NFC Championship game would be hella awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, because of the Man Michigan Hats pick, I have picked the Saints.
And locked it.
I have locked the Saints to cover 3.5 points. I feel like if the Saints are going to win, they might as well win by more than 3.
Can't argue with that. No reason why they will. Just they might as well do it.
Yep.
All right. Well, then our last pick is related to that game too, and it's over under. So Richie and I both again picked the over, and I locked my over, which means Kyle picked the under.
I was tempted to lock the under just because you locked the over, but
That'd be great.
I really think that they're gonna score more than 51. So I was like, I'm not gonna lock this one because this one I'm pretty confident will go over. So.
But you never know.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny because me and Kyle and I had the same score last week. Me and you will potentially have the same score, kind of. Depends. I skipped one and you skipped a different one, but
Yeah.
it'll be about the same.
So here's the deal. I'm currently 12 games behind the Man Michigan Hat in the rankings. If I get everything right this week and you were to get everything wrong, I would still be 3 games behind you.
You'd pass Richie.
I would pass Richie.
Yeah. But all that means is I have to gamble a shit ton on the Super Bowls or whatever it's called.
The Super Bowl.
If the two of us have a really bad week and then Kyle has a good week, we'll all 3 be pretty close together going to the championship games. So, yeah, we'd be within a few games of each other, all 3 of us. So, we'll see.
That we will. So, should we get into our prop picks?
Let's do it.
All right. Our prop picks
Are brought to you by
Thrive.
Fantasy. There you go. I was looking for that. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm trying to burp at the same time. Sorry. My bad.
Inappropriate.
Yeah. Very inappropriate.
Demonetized.
Drive Fantasy. I don't even have the ad read for it. But I'm gonna make it up. Drive Fantasy. It's player props for you. I can't think. It's been so long since I've done this.
Where even is the read? I don't even know where it is.
It's been
All right,
so long.
Thrive Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports with player props. Basically, you make a lineup like you do in any fantasy sports
There you
league
go.
that you may have participated in. You bet the over-under based on player props. The things that are more likely to occur are worth less. So you kind of accumulate your score based on what you think will happen. And whoever has the higher your total, the larger portion of the prize pool you win. So sign up with Thrive Fantasy and use our code FNFantasy at sign up. And you can get matched up to $50 down. So I think it's $20 to $50, 20 minimum deposit, 50 max. You can get matched for playing Thrive Fantasy. So do that. FN Fantasy is the code at sign up. My Thrive Fantasy pick, because the Devontae Adams one looked tempting, but remembering he's going up against Jalen Ramsey made me second guess that. I'm going to go with bum thumb Jared Goff under 224.5 passing yards. The guy already isn't a great quarterback. They're going up against a good secondary, and to boot, he's got, as I said earlier, a bum thumb. So I don't see. I think the Rams to win will be defense and Cam Akers. So Jared Goff will do the passing required, but it'll be the minimum.
In classic Jared Goff style.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, Richie, what's your prop?
My prop is Alvin Kamara over 62.5 total rushing yards. So he did a good job last week. I think he'll do it again. They're facing the Bucks, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep, that's a good one. I've got Alan Lazard over 38.5 receiving yards because, like we talked about with Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, with him facing.
What if the Packers draft Devontae Smith?
There's no way he'd still be available, but that's the kind of guy they need to draft.
Yeah.
Have another weapon. But yeah, I think that Lazard is going to get more targets with Smith, with Adams having a more difficult day with his matchup. And that's a low enough number. I feel good about that one. So.
Awesome. All right. So then just lastly, this week there's not many lines been posted yet for Thursday's games for NHL, NBA, and college basketball. This is right now is the first night of NHL, by the way. So there are some games going on right now. I know the man in Michigan hat picked the Blackhawks Lightning game. He picked Tampa by 1.5, and the Blackhawks.
They covered.
What's that?
Hawks lose, but they covered, right?
Tampa covered, yeah. Hawks lost 5-1. So nice close game for the Blackhawks. It's gonna be a rough year.
Chicago.
For real. So if you want to see our picks tomorrow, be sure to check in for the Scorecast at SYSS Scorecast on Twitter, as you see there. Our handles, of course, at Richie Chicago, at Furious George 94, at Michigan Hat, so you can see our picks for tomorrow. But our picks from Tuesday went pretty well. Richie went 6-0. I went 4-2, and man, Michigan Hat went 4-2 as well. So pretty good start to the week. We'll see how everything shakes out.
Shake it out.
That's right.
Is that our closing?
I think so. Who's going to read it? You want me to?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I got it. All right. That concludes the Shoot Your Shot Scorecast for this week. Remember to subscribe so you never miss another pick or another live show. Also, follow us all on Twitter at Richie Chicago, at Furious George 94, and at Michigan Hat for all of our dumb commentary on the games we're watching. And like you said, our future picks. With all the uncertainty in the world, one thing that is certain is our predictions.
Because we won't be wrong.
Ever. Thanks for tuning in for another week, and we'll see you next week for more 100% guaranteed correct picks.
Woo!